It's a nightmare once again. The beautiful city of Chennai, the city in which I was born, the city in which I spent the first half of my life, has been battered once again. It's a nightmarish return of what happened in 2015. Torrential rainfall over the weekend has brought the city to its knees, bringing back memories of what happened 6 years ago. While there has been some respite with the skies clearing in the last 24 hours, the Met Department has warned that there's more rainfall coming Chennai's way this week. Take a look at these ground reports sent to us by our reporters.
A nightmare weekend for Chennaiites. Record rainfall meant unprecedented flooding on the streets of Chennai. And people stuck in their homes hoped and prayed that things don't get worse. Their prayers for now have been answered. After the storm came the calm, even if only a temporary one. With no rainfall on Sunday night and Monday, the focus shifted to rescue and rehabilitation.
Due to incessant rain in the city of Chennai alone, 1 lakh people have suffered and they are being provided relief materials, that is like bed sheets, food and medicine and shelter as well. At such a location in North Chennai, you could see currently the Chief Minister over here. He is providing relief materials to the people who have been placed in the shelter. As we speak, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Stalin, is sharing food. He's actually serving food for them. Blankets are also being provided and also bread is being provided at this point at this location. Now the Chief Minister has also instructed his party cadres, that is DMK cadres, to help people as much as possible at this location. And North Chennai seems to be one of the locations that has been very badly affected because of Saturday night rain. And this is where the state government and various other officials are on the ground trying to help people.
Water levels slowly receded from low-lying areas as locals finally managed to get out of their homes.
At Velachery, where we're currently standing at, there has been barricading which has been done by the corporation. This was a measure to ensure that people are safe and don't go into the risky zone. We can see here that there is a groundwater canal work that is still underway and water is flowing via the channel. Last evening and yesterday morning we had seen heavy waterlogging in all these premises, but now water has receded.
Yeah, it's a very much worrying factor. Even yesterday night also when we slept, before going for sleep, I came out and seen what's outside and whether it's going to be horrible like last 2015 or so everybody is worried. Even now we are having experienced the earlier one. Now we are really trying to be safe on that.
But there are many parts of Chennai that are still drowning.
This location in Chennai called as T Nagar, water stagnation is prevalent, and not just that, in this long, huge street, you could see water stagnation up to a foot. Vehicles are finding it very difficult to ply at this point. Two-wheelers are struggling. Several two-wheelers we saw actually stop at midway itself. People, even after that, are plying to this because they have to go to work, they have to do essential services.
They should have worked it out before the rains. But yes, yesterday we had a seepage into the house and we called in corporation guys and they came and did a little bit of work. But again, you see there's a lot of water clogging all over here. But this area is prone for water clogging.
While there's been some respite from the rain, weather experts have warned it's a temporary one, with a forecast for heavy rain on Tuesday.
Today we would have a good reduction in the rainfall. But that is only going to be a temporary phenomenon because tomorrow again we will start seeing an increase in rainfall. But in the coming days, possibly we are going to see the effect of the low pressure. So we would have long, sustained spell of rains rather than the more intense, short duration spells.
The state government is taking all steps to be prepared for the next spell. However, with the reservoirs running full, there is a fear of a deluge in Chennai is inevitable. A deluge in the coming days or weeks. With videos Divyan, Daniel and correspondent Akshayanath, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
Now the water is receding, but the forecast is that things are going to be bad in the next 3 days. So things could get much worse over the next 96 hours. So I want to give you the latest that we're getting from the ground. The water line is receding. It hasn't rained in the last 24 hours too badly, but India Today's Akshaya Nath is in the Kolattur area of Chennai, where she sent us this report. The water is too deep to simply wade in. She's in a boat. Take a look at this.
We are at Kolattur and we are venturing into the interior parts of this area, which has been inundated, in a boat which is being used by the members of the fishing community to help people get in and out of this area. We're seeing that while the water levels were around knee deep in the entrance, it is more higher as we venture into the inner areas of this region, and it is a very difficult task. If you can see, most of the houses here are completely inundated. There is water level which is being seeping into these residences. This is a tragic sight that we're seeing. This is the constituency of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin himself. So, you know, this kind of a scenario which we're seeing here is worrisome, and we had seen that M.K. Stalin himself had come here yesterday to assess the situation, but now it's been more than 36 hours and the water levels have not receded. I have with me Ramesh, who is one of those persons who has been helping in rescuing people or getting provisions to people who are stuck inside. என்ன மாதிரி வேலை நீங்க பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க? எவ்வளவு பேருக்கு இங்க ஹெல்ப் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க?
மேடம், இப்போ நாங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இங்க தண்ணியில பாதிக்கப்பட்டவங்களுக்கு பால் பாக்கெட் வாங்கி தரோம், மெடிசன் வாங்கி தரோம். மற்றபடி வந்து காலையில் ஸ்டாலின் முறையில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எங்கள் தளபதி இந்த தொகுதியில் வந்து காலையில் டிஃபன் போடுறாரு, மதியானம் சாப்பாடு, நைட்டுக்கு சாப்பாடு போடுறாரு. எங்களால் மோதி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா முதியோர்களை கூட்டின்னு போய் வெளியே பஸ் ஸ்டாண்டுக்கு வரோம், திருப்பி அங்கே கூட்டின்னு வந்து வீட்டில் வரோம். அவங்க வீட்டில் எதனா துணி பொருள் இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது எடுத்துன்னு போய் நாங்கள் வேறு இடத்துல கொடுத்து அவங்களை ட்ரை வாஷ் பண்ணுறோம். நாங்கள் இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுறோம். இதெல்லாம் எங்களால் பண்ணுறதுனா ஸ்டாலின் ஒரு உதவியாளர் தான் எங்கள் தளபதி பண்ண சொல்கிறாரு. மற்றபடி நாங்கள் எங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து நாங்கள் பண்ணுறோம். இவன் என் ஃப்ரெண்டு அரவிந்த், இவர் எங்கள் அண்ணன் வந்து, இவர் எல்லாம் நாங்கள் எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து இந்த இடத்துல நாங்கள் உதவி பண்ணியிருக்கோம். காலையிலேருந்து நாங்கள் இந்த இடத்துல பண்ணியிருக்கோம். மழையில் எங்களுக்கு தேவை இந்த மக்கள் எல்லாம் வந்து தண்ணியை விட்டு வெளியே ரொம்ப தூரம் அவங்க ஊருக்கு போகிறாங்க. அதனால நாங்கள் வெளியே
translate what the gentleman was saying. They have been helping in providing provisions, medicines, milk and all those necessary items which are required for people in this vicinity, and they are bringing it from the main road where all of it is available, and are bringing it to people who are living inside, and also transporting them outside whenever there is a need be. So this is the kind of service that is being provided by these individuals here, and they've also been saying that they are from the fishing community, and this is a task which has been given by the DMK to them, and that is one of the helps that they as volunteers of the party are doing. So we can see how bad the situation is in general. There is good amount of water levels here, and it needs to be remembered that a red alert has been given in Chennai for the next 5 days. So if the water doesn't recede immediately, then there is a fear that the water levels will only keep increasing, which means at this point of time there is water near the entrance, and soon we will be seeing that these water levels will only be increasing, which will cause a lot of tragedy for people in this area. So what is the action that is going to be taken? It's unknown. Right now, many places we're seeing that motor pump has been put up to remove the water, but will that be sufficient? Because already the water levels here are not receding even after 36 hours. So this is a very grim situation that we're seeing in Kolattur, and this is the constituency of Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Earlier we had heard the residents talking, saying that not much of a help has been there because water levels are not receding, and the efforts put forward is not really helping them. With camera person Daniel from Kolattur, this is Akshaya Nath for India Today. We are at Jawahar Nahar in Kolattur, and what we can see here is almost knee-deep water, and as you go inside, the water level only increases. This is the situation after more than 24 hours since the time that Chennai received the 21 centimeter of rainfall, and it seems like the situation is going to continue for the next couple of hours as well. And this is a time when there's already a threat of a red alert which has been given, and heavy rainfall which has been announced by the Met Department. I have with me a resident of this region. Sir, you live in the 3rd cross street from here, third main road from here. How is the situation there? You've been venturing out in
same knee-deep water in first main road, second main road, third main road, and fourth main road also.
So is there water inside your house as well?
Because my house is 4 feet above the road, we don't have water, but my neighbors in front of my house, water has gone inside, and my neighbor next to my door also got into the water.
Now here's a look at some of the worst affected areas in the flood-hit city of Chennai. Korattur, I beg your pardon, which is where Akshaya and Daniel are reporting from at this point of time. The report that you just saw is one of the worst affected, waist-deep to knee-deep water in most of these places. Vyasarpadi on the outskirts of Chennai. Ayanavaram is another place that is completely inundated. Kilpok, which is a city where I did some of my growing up years, is already completely underwater. We're hearing, including confirmation in those pictures. KK Nagar, West Mambalam, Perambur, Saidapet and Tenampet are the other places in Chennai. All of them low-lying areas. Remember, Chennai is a coastal city, but these are especially low-lying areas which are facing the brunt of the flooding water. In 2015, Chennai, remember, was battered by incessant nightmarish rains, bringing to the city a disaster of historic proportions. And now, 6 years later, the city is reliving that apocalypse. Chennai witnessed the heaviest rainfall since 2015, causing severe flooding. And as you can see in pictures coming in a non-stop stream from the city, life is at a standstill. Several parts of the city have been waterlogged. High alerts have been issued to citizens living in those low-lying areas I just mentioned. Motor pumps are being used to pump water out. It's a horrifying deja vu all over again for the people of Chennai. Now here are the 5 big questions we're asking at this point of time, because things are positioned to possibly get a whole lot worse. There's a bit of a lull in the weather. It's not raining as we speak, but there is a forecast for worse weather ahead, and therefore we could very much be seeing a 2015-like situation. Number 1, have no lessons been learnt from the 2015 flood disaster? Why did the Met Department fail to predict the record rainfall that happened over the weekend in Chennai? Will Chennai's full reservoirs that outline the city make this flood crisis even worse potentially than 2015? Was 6 or 7 years not enough time to prepare this metropolitan city of great importance for this record rainfall? Why is it the same thing over and over again? Number 5, have all the political distractions since 2015, from Jayalalitha's death to the non-stop tamasha that has ensued since then, ensured that Chennai's flood preparedness has been ignored following 2015? Has all the political upheaval meant that this crucial protection of the city was put on the back burner? All very, very difficult questions to answer. Here's the weather forecast, the most important thing that I have to share with you today for the people of Chennai. The forecast for Chennai for the 8th of November, which is today, the Met Department has issued a red alert. So far, there's been no major report of any downpour today. However, tonight is going to be crucial. Rainfall of 3.2 millimeters, not very much, is expected over the course of today. Cloud cover is 94%. It's a gloomy day in Chennai. The temperature is going to be around 29 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be a muggy day as usual in the city. There are 27% chances of thunderstorms later this evening. For the 9th of November, that's tomorrow, again crucial, the Met Department has also issued a red alert. Heavy rainfall is expected, 18 millimeters rain expected tomorrow. Cloud cover to be increased to 97%. The temperature again hovering around a very muggy 29 degrees. There are 23% chances of thunderstorms tomorrow. For the 10th of November, that's day after tomorrow, red alert once again has been issued, 22.7 millimeters of rain. So it's increasing day by day. Cloud cover to be 100%. No semblance of sunlight at all. Temperature is going to be around 27 degrees. It's going to dip. 40% chance of thunderstorms. So nearly double of what it is right now. So the next 3 days are going to be very crucial over whether Chennai relives the 2015 nightmare. Now the Chennai government has issued an advisory. Schools and colleges have been shut for the next 2 days. Government offices, of course, have also been shut for the next 48 hours. Work from home for private offices. No travel. There's an advisory for no travel for the next 3 days. Extra caution on road traffic. Remember, trains are plying right now, but there could be very, very short notice changes as far as air and rail traffic is concerned. So be prepared for any kind of sudden advisories and changes, especially in the next 3 days. Akshaya Nath reporting from the Kolattur area. area of Chennai, one of the worst affected. Akshaya, today the weather seems to be behaving itself just a little bit better, even though the water logging that you're standing in and the boat report that you just sent us, that we just played out for our viewers, paints a very grim picture of what the people of Chennai are battling with. But as you and your reporters and your team have been mentioning, the next 72 hours to 96 hours is actually crucial, Akshaya, as to whether we are going to see a repeat as bad as 2015.
Well, of course, Shiv, what we're seeing here in Chennai city is something that is unprecedented, because even in 2015, the rainfalls were only between November and December. But what we have seen here this year in 2021 is around the year rainfall, leading to all the reservoirs becoming full and, almost they're brimming with water right now, which is a huge concern when there is around a good amount of rainfall also coming down. Like 21 centimeters of rainfall was received on Sunday, and today we're seeing that the rainfall is less, and even overnight we only got 6 centimeters of rainfall, because of which water had at least receded in all the arterial road strip. But deep interior, we're seeing that in many localities there is knee-deep water, especially in Kolattur area where I'm currently standing at. I have with me a resident also of this location. Cheta, എന്താണ് ഇവിടുത്തെ പ്രശ്നം? ഇപ്പോൾ എത്രയും നാളെ ഇതുപോലത്തെ വെള്ളം നിൽക്കുന്നു? സ്ഥിരം ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന സംഭവമാണോ?
എല്ലാ വർഷവും ഉണ്ടാവുന്നുണ്ട്. 6 വർഷമായിട്ടില്ല, മഴയില്ല. 6 വർഷമായിട്ടില്ല. 6 വർഷത്തിനപ്പുറം ഇപ്പോഴാണ്.
ഇത് ചെയ്യാൻ വന്നിട്ട് കോർപ്പറേഷനിൽ നിന്ന് ആരെങ്കിലും വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നോ?
ഇതേവരെ ആരും വന്നിട്ടില്ല.
Shiv, to quickly translate what he said, this is a situation that happens during every rainfall is what he's saying. In 2015, similar scenario had panned out, but this time around, this was unexpected is what this gentleman said. And he said that nobody has come for helping them so far, and it's only a couple of boats who are helping them move in and out of the locality. So in Kolattur, in and around regions, there is a lot of tension, because, water levels are increasing, and there is a fear that if continuous rains again lash the Chennai city for the next 72 to 96 hours, then their houses will be completely inundated, Shiv, and this will be much worse than 2015 is what the residents in this locality have been telling us, Shiv.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks really bad in the pictures where you're standing. The anxiety in people's voices really shows how bad things can actually get. Pramod, good to see you. He's at the Marina Beach, the famous Marina Beach. As Chennai, as you know, is a coastal city. Pramod, what's it looking like? There is a low pressure over the Bay of Bengal, something that could actually make things a whole lot worse over the next 72 to 96 hours. How are things looking? How are people preparing? I remember what Marina Beach also looked like when the 2015 disaster happened.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. It looks the same currently, and that's a little bit scary as well. This is actually a service lane in Marina Bay, but you cannot see the road or anything over here because it's completely underwater. Cops have been placed in each and every gate of this road to make sure that nobody walks in, just to avoid accidents. And it is a pretty little difficult situation only because we spoke to the regional meteorological director, and he very clearly mentioned that, just like you said, there is a low pressure and it is expected to turn into a depression, which might lead to heavy rainfall on 10th and 11th of November specifically, and is claiming that northern coastal parts of Chennai, of Tamil Nadu especially, might receive 20 centimeters rainfall. So it is going to be a little bit difficult. Of course, officials are on the ground. They're trying to do whatever they could do to assist people. But Chennai, it has time and again proved that infrastructure is not enough to drain that much amount of water. And that's what you could see over here as well. Since morning, we've been showing water logged in various other locations, and the natural draining or the stormwater drainage procedure seems to be much slower. And that's why you could see this much water stagnation. This after 24 hours of less rain, and imagine we're going to have another 2 days complete rain on 10th and 11th. So we are trying to talk to the authorities as to asking them what measures they have done to specifically people who are living in low-lying areas. Authorities claim that all measures, shelters, medicine, food and everything has been prepared, but still the situation looks grim, Shiv.
We'll be bringing you the most accurate, updated and actionable reports here on India Today. Not only are our reporters telling you what the situation is, but they'll also tell you what you can and cannot do over the next 72 hours, because it's going to be crucial. Remember, in 2015, things had gotten so bad that people were unable to figure out when they were going to be able to get things like milk, rations, baby food, health essentials and things like that for their families. Things haven't reached that place just yet, but they could very easily slip down that dark tunnel in the next 72 hours if things go the way they are and the way the Met Department has predicted over the next 72 hours. We'll keep you posted. That's a promise from us here on India Today.